Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and smash the like button. The hook is an Irex FW581 in size 10. Create a thread base using UTC 70 and cream. Cut a 1.5 millimeter strip of lead foil and wrap it the length of the shank. The mayfly family, Heptageniidae, includes species commonly known as March browns, Cahills, and quill gordons. These mayflies are notable for their unique life cycle and are often important in freshwater ecosystems. Flatten the lead using a pair of needle nose pliers. The nymphs of the Heptageniidae are important detrivores and grazers, feeding on algae, organic matter, and microorganisms, which in turn help to filter and clean freshwater environments. As part of the aquatic food chain, they provide a key food source for fish and other predators. Measure a section of lead foil that is equal to the shank of the hook. Put a bead of super glue to adhere the lead foil to. Heptageniidae mayflies typically have flattened bodies with a distinctive wide thorax and narrow abdomen. By doing these steps, we're creating the flat profile. Apply another bead of super glue to the front of the hook. Lay a measured 2 millimeter strip of lead foil in place. Using loose wraps, advance the bobbin forward. Once again, use the needle nose pliers to flatten the lead. Cut a 6 millimeter strip of Swiss straw in amber or tan. Roll it between your thumb and forefinger and secure it in place behind the eye. Cut the excess at an angle and advance your bobbin to the rear of the hook. For the 3 tails, we're going to use a golden pheasant tail in yellow, olive, or golden olive. Pluck 3 barbs from the stem. The tail should be at least the length of the hook. Secure in place and use crisscross wraps to split the tails. Advance the thread forward to the halfway point. Cut the excess. Cut a 2 millimeter strip of brown, phenoskin, or flexi body. Cut it to a point. Secure it in place, ending up just in front of the tails. Take a strip of tan organza and using a long blade scissor, cut 2 millimeters from the one edge. Using a bodkin or a needle, pull away the fibers that run lengthwise in the organza. Pull away one or two at a time, as doing more will cause a snarl in your organza. Create a small dubbing noodle using yellow olive dubbing. Pull the pheno skin forward to create the first abdominal segment. Create another dubbing noodle and give it a few wraps. Pull the pheno skin forward and create another abdominal segment. Secure in place. Create another short dubbing noodle. Now take your prepared organza and cut it at an angle point and secure in place. Typically the gills on these insects start 2 or 3 segments up from the tails. The nymphs of the mayfly family, Heptageniidae, are typically found in fast-flowing, oxygen-rich freshwater environments, such as streams and rivers. And in these streams and rivers, they typically live in the riffles. These nymphs are well adapted to their habitat and are an important part of aquatic ecosystems. Create another dubbing noodle and go to the third waypoint behind the eye. Make the first wrap with the organza and pull the pheno skin forward. Make another wrap with the organza and pull the pheno skin forward. Repeat and repeat until you reach the third waypoint behind the eye. Secure the organza in place. Cut the excess organza. Cut the excess pheno skin. Cut away the organza fibers on the ventral and dorsal side of the abdomen. One of the distinctive features of these nymphs is their gills, which are located on the sides of the abdomen. These gills are often highly developed and plate-like, providing a large surface area for efficient oxygen exchange in the fast-moving waters they inhabit. Using a brown Copic marker, mark each segment to give depth and accentuate the segmentation. Advance your thread to the eye. To start to build the thorax, we'll create another dubbing noodle and move it back to the first segment of the abdomen and then back to the eye. Pluck 2 feathers from the neck of an Hungarian partridge. Prepare these feathers by plucking the fluff off the stem. Isolate the tip of the feathers and preen them back. Secure these feathers in place with the tip facing rearward. Cut away the excess fibers. Advance your thread to behind the eye once again. For added durability, apply a bead of superglue. Create another dubbing noodle and advance the noodle rearward to the front abdominal segment. Again, we're creating a well-developed head and thorax. The head and thorax of the Heptageniidae is usually somewhat broad and flattened. They have large compound eyes, which are often more prominent than in any other mayfly. The eyes play a role in the nymph's ability to detect movement and changes in light levels, helping them avoid predators. Lay your 2 partridge feathers rearward and secure in place just ahead of the first abdominal segment. Again, for durability, we're going to hit the stem with ultrafine UV flex resin. Cure and cut away the excess. Clean away the stray barbs. Roll up both sides of the Swiss straw and lay it rearward, securing in place just ahead of the first segment of the abdomen. Because Heptageniidae are sensitive to pollution and changes in water quality, they are often used as bioindicators in freshwater ecosystems. A healthy population of Heptageniidae indicates clean, oxygen-rich water. Mark your head and thorax region with a brown marker and hit the junction with a bead of superglue. Now whip finish. Clean away the fibers from the eye. Using ultrafine UV flex resin from Solaris, we're going to coat the head and thorax and soon to be wing pads. Cut a V in the Swiss straw and remove the excess. There's our two developed wing pads. To create the 3 sets of legs, we separate the partridge barbs into 3 clumps on each side. Roll them up like a mustache. A little bit of spit goes a long way. Now trim away the extra length and coat with ultrafine UV flex resin. The Paraliphtophlebia, Stenonema, and Ephemera species are some of the well-known species in this family, often recognized by their hatching behavior and their role in the fly fishing traditions. Fly anglers often use nymph patterns that mimic the appearance and behavior of these aquatic nymphs to catch fish like trout, which feed on them in their juvenile stages. Their distinctive flattened bodies, well-developed gills, and specialized legs make the Heptageniidae unique among other mayfly families. You can also take a heated tweezer to create more realistic bend in these legs. And to create the well-developed eyes, We use a black Copic marker at the head. Thank you for watching.